Hi everyone, welcome to Leahy Hall. My name is Caitlin. I'm a junior occupational therapy major here on campus, but this is our OT, PT, kinesiology building. I basically live in here at this point. All of my classes are in here. But today we're gonna see our pediatric lab, which is really cool. You'll notice as soon as we walk in, it doesn't look like an actual lab that you're used to, probably like with tables and microscopes and all of that. So it's a really fun room, really colorful. So this is one of our 3 pediatric labs that we have here in this building. We start coming in here as OTs starting junior year. So I just had my first class in here last semester. It was really fun. It's probably my favorite part of the week. But in here, it's a gross motor lab. So we work on big muscles. So like going on the slide, also climbing and jumping into the ball pit, which is everyone's favorite. Even in class, everyone always jumps in the ball pit to start off the class, which is always really fun to do in the morning. But we also have our Leahy Clinic, which is stationed downstairs. So it's a pro bono service that we have here in the area. It's for people who can afford OT, PT services without insurance, so they can come here, get the services they need for free, but it's also a win-win for us because we get hands-on experience before we're placed into our fieldwork or in the real world one day, which is scary. So the moms will bring their kids in here. There's like 3 kids per 1 OT, so we run around with them, drive around like in the little cars, push them down the slide, fun things like that. But also it just helps us like learn how to talk to kids, how to deal with kids. Also they have different diagnoses, so learning how that looks in the field, also how to treat that, and really also thinking on your feet. Nothing ever goes to plan, so it's just kind of a big wing it moment for 2 hours. But if you want to follow me this way, we'll see our snoozlin room, which is our sensory room. So we use this for kids who are on the autism spectrum, if they have ADD. Sometimes that can be a lot. There's a lot of yelling, just a lot of different sensory like in there. So we can bring kids in here to calm them down and also integrate their senses better. So this is what it looks like. So in here we have these big like lava lamp kind of things. They light up. But they also like change colors too, so kids really like to do that. Also, this right here is a nice little like nap spot. That's what I like to call it. But it also integrates like the soft senses. So this could also calm a child down. But also in here we have a little beanbag. It also vibrates. We have other fun, colorful things. We also have different sights, sounds, senses that can project onto the wall. We have a therapy garden on our 4th floor, and we grow lavender up there. Really cool thing, the lavender that we grow, we use down here as like an essential oil, like throughout the room. It's a really calming effect. But also, we have another room in here. Last but not least, we have our fine motor skills room. So this is our fine motor skills room. OT, a lot of fine motor consists of handwriting, buttoning jackets, zippering jackets, just things that you need like your small hands for, like tying your shoes. But in here, there's a bunch of different tables, also a bunch of different toys that kids like to play with. They get like younger and older toys, so a 12-year-old doesn't have to play with one of like the Elmo toys or anything. But in here we take our tests during our pediatric class, like lab time. So we have like the first year students come in here, pretend to be elementary like school age, and then we have some goals that we have to achieve throughout like our short little session. Just want to make sure we're ready before our fieldwork start. So our fieldworks do start the winter of your junior year. So I just had my first one. I was in the pediatric like preschool setting. It was really fun, learned a lot. But then we also have a mental health one, we also have a physical disability one, and then as we get older, we get to kind of pick and choose of where we want to go, but those are 12 weeks compared to the 40 hours that we do for the first 3. So as a part of our program, we have different field works that we get to complete over our like last couple of years here. So they start your junior year in the winter. I just had my first one in the pediatric setting. I was in a preschool for kids with disabilities. It was a really great experience. But now this summer I have a mental health one, but then also the next winter I have a physical disability one. And then you also have 2 more of your grad year. So those are 12 weeks long. So you're basically a full-time OT. They really like get your feet wet just to make sure you know how to do your assessments, your evaluations, your treatments, your discharges. So they just want to make sure you're ready before you get your certification and then into the real world. But that's it for the fine motor skills room. If you want to follow me upstairs to our Streetscape, again, it's like one of those cool labs that are really hands-on and doesn't look like a lab. All right, so now we're on our 2nd floor. The next lab we're gonna see is our Streetscape. Again, this does not look like a typical lab that you see. It's a really interactive lab. The great thing about this department itself is that we're very hands-on in learning. So our first stop is our Royal Market. So it's a grocery store. So when someone first gets hurt, they want to get back into like their daily life. So that's what OT is all about. So going to the grocery store, picking up various things that they need, like a potato or a can of salsa. We don't think twice about it, but someone who has a certain condition, just got a surgery, or has like a nerve problem, they can't just reach out and grab it and walk away like we can. Also, this is really good for social participation with clients with autism, also money management. But next, we can head into the garage, Iggy's garage. So in here, it's a car. It also moves up and down just because not everyone drives the same size car, so they don't want you only practicing on a Camry like this. And then one day your client drives an F-150 and you have no idea what to do. So in here, we can work on transitions and also transfers. So someone who has a hip replacement, getting in and out of their car is a lot harder than us, just like sliding in and out. So really have to move the seat a couple of times. We have to stay in a certain spot just to make sure we're not in the way. Also, this works on reaction time. So if you're driving, hitting the brakes and also like swerving just to avoid hitting something is very important. Also working on attention too, because there's a lot of things going on when you're in the car, like changing the radio, putting your favorite song on, putting the window down, and also trying to pay attention to things in front of you. So this is an important thing. Also, it's really fun. It's everyone's favorite up here. Our next stop is the kitchen. So we have an apartment that we're gonna see in a couple minutes, but in here it's a smaller apartment. So also again, like someone who doesn't have good range of motion in their shoulders, reaching up, grabbing for salt and pepper to put on their meal could be a lot harder. We just wanna make sure that if someone's cooking, like Thanksgiving dinner, they can put the oven down and pick up their turkey and put it on top to cool. But also, again, like with cognitive processing, so following directions, cooking is really big in the mental health setting, just making sure people can put things together. Then also over here is the actual streetscape part. So you'll notice there's smooth concrete, there's grass, there's also cobblestones, which isn't too common, but just a simple bump or crack in the sidewalk. We have different equipment up here to deal with this. So we have wheelchairs, walkers, canes. So someone wheeling through grass, it's a lot harder than a tile floor or like the smooth concrete. Also, we have the curbs. So these can be obstacles for people in wheelchairs. We learn how to pop wheelies, so we learn a special technique to get up and down. But also the bench over here, if someone likes to go to the park to like feed the ducks or go to the bus stop, benches are a lot lower and deeper than just a regular chair is. There's also only one like support on one side, so getting up and out could be a lot harder, and we just want to make sure people are strong enough to do that and continue with like their daily occupations and enjoy their life. But so next we're gonna head into the apartment. I would live in here if I could. It's so nice. In here, so you'll notice it's a fully functioning apartment. The first stop that we're gonna see is our bathroom. Really cool thing about the bathroom is that it's not wheelchair accessible, just because every house or apartment you walk into isn't gonna have a tub bench ready for you. It's gonna be kind of like this. It's like a step-in tub. Also, toilets can be kind of low to the ground, so we have different adaptive equipment in there. When you do have classes in here, you learn how to like treat people in their home. That's when like the best therapy is done because they're in their own environment. So we teach them how to do their washer, like their laundry. There's different adaptive equipment in here. So where is it? It's in here. All of our utensils have like bigger handles on them, so if someone can't squeeze it, they're still able to peel the potatoes or cut their vegetables. We also do different dressing techniques in here too. So we learn how to one-handed dress. Also like one-handed tie your shoes, which is a lot harder than it sounds. But yeah, in here we'll sit on the bed. I know like freshman year, I volunteered for like one of the tests that the seniors take, and they had to transfer me from the bed into a wheelchair, so I had to lay in the bed, and they had to work on their transferring techniques. But they just make sure you have a good IQ just like before you're in like the practice. So making sure the wheels are like locked on the wheelchair, or also like if there's a rug in here, if it's kicked up, they just want to make sure that you're going to kick it down. But this is it for the apartment. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. We hope to see you in the fall, and good luck with the rest of your school year.